The message of no amnesty for illegal aliens in this country ringing out from Washington to radio listeners all around the nation. 37 radio hosts are broadcasting this week from the Capitol, asking their listeners to join them in lobbying lawmakers to oppose the so-called comprehensive immigration reform legislation that would give amnesty to millions of illegal aliens. Lisa Sylvester is live on Radio Row with our report. Lisa?
Hi there, Lou. We're actually here with KFI AM Radio out of Los Angeles. They just started their broadcast a few minutes ago, right at 6:30. Now, the Federation for American Immigration Reform and San Diego radio host Roger Hedgecock are really the forces behind this three-day event. And the idea is very simple. If Washington is not going to listen to the people, then the people are going to Washington.
This is Talk Radio 920 WHJJ. I'm Helen Glover.
630 KHOW, Denver's talk station.
Joining us now is Mayor Barletta from Hazleton, PA.
And we take a break and we'll be back in just a moment.
It's called Hold Their Feet to the Fire, an electronic town hall gathering. For 3 days, 37 talk radio hosts are huddling in a Washington, D.C. hotel, broadcasting. Their goal is to let lawmakers feel the heat of radio listeners who oppose an amnesty bill.
Right now, Rhode Island has a huge, bordering on a $4 million deficit. We cannot pay our bills, and it's because of our schools, it's because of our health care system. There are jobs there for Rhode Islanders that are being taken by illegals.
This is an overt plan to weaken the United States by bringing unknown numbers and unknown identities of people across our border.
This isn't immigration, this is an invasion.
Conversations focused on the high cost of illegal immigration.
They're using more services than they're paying for.
The status of the immigration debate on Capitol Hill.
What happened to John McCain and Ted Kennedy? They were going steady last year.
And an overall sense that the American middle class is being overrun and replaced with cheap foreign labor.
We can't absorb everybody in the world who wants to come here. It's just not possible. The country's culture and laws and everything are fraying.
The radio hosts interviewed lawmakers and prominent figures in the immigration debate. But not all doors of Congress. The People's House had a welcome mat.
I was just over at the Cannon building, and I forgot how frustrating and useless it is to go and knock on doors.
Outside the Capitol office is a news conference that included the wives of imprisoned Border Patrol agents Ignacio Ramos and Jose Compean.
Just knowing that we're not alone, knowing that we have all these people, supporters with prayers and just well wishes, really makes a difference today.
The radio hosts and their listeners will leave Washington, but their message will continue to resonate.
And Lou, tonight there is a reception. I know it's a little loud right now. They just started broadcasting once again. But tonight there is a reception. It's called Defend Those Who Defend Us. It is a fundraiser for Ramos and Compean. Tomorrow they will be back here again at 5 a.m. for the final day. Back to you, Lou.
Well, outstanding, and it is a terrific effort on the part of all of those talk show hosts, radio hosts, to focus on this issue. There's a lot of energy. Has it been in that area? Has it been that way all day?
It has been electrifying is the only word. I mean, right now, Lou, there's essentially a studio audience. You can't see this, but just off to my right, we have probably about 30 people who are just listening to this radio broadcast. These are people who are very like-minded. They are very familiar with the issues, and they know what is at stake with this immigration debate, Lou.
And behind you there, KFI, who's at the table? I cannot see.
KFI AM Radio. They're out of Los Angeles. They've been going down to, just a few minutes ago, it was a radio station out of San Diego, so they've all been making the rounds here.
And one of the earliest broadcasts to take on the issue in Southern California, along with Roger Hedgecock, who, as you said, it was his brainstorm, and a good one it was. Lisa, thank you. Lisa Sylvester from Washington. That brings us to the subject of our poll tonight. Do you believe the Bush administration and the democratically led Congress should set aside any discussion of comprehensive immigration reform until our borders and ports are secured? Cast your vote at LouDobbs.com. We'll have the results coming up here later. And this comes from Lewiston, Maine.